Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am here to give you a movie review. Yes, I'm here to give you a movie review. It's been a little bit since I've done one, so I figured I'd do one right now. About that movie schedule, I think it's gonna be jumped around a little bit. I'm still gonna do the same movies this week. They're just gonna be jumped around a little bit. I just kind of want to mention that. But as you can tell from the bottom, I'm going to be reviewing The Interview. Um, yes, The Interview. I actually didn't even think I'd ever make this video. Well, I thought eventually, but I didn't think anytime soon because this movie was banned from theaters because North Korea threatened to bomb us for if we had released it to theaters. And at first, I was actually um, I'm gonna show you a little bit about what I'm talking about. Hey, what is up, everyone? Um, this actually really wasn't a planned video. Actually, I'm gonna tell you what happened. You know, because everything has a story. Um, Earlier today, I was making dinner. I cooked kielbasa on the George Foreman, I think it's called. Um, and I had heard something. There's this movie that they were making that was gonna come out this week, and you should know it's called The Interview. Um, yeah. And pretty much what this movie was gonna be about was, I think they were going to North Korea, and they were gonna talk about um, I don't know. They were going for some. I mean, I didn't really look at the ad fully because I would be watching something like The Walking Dead, Breaking Bad. Well, actually, not really Breaking Bad, but you know, like a TV show or a TV show at midnight. The Talking Dead. Um, I think that's really all I've really watched. That would. But anyhow, um, yeah. So I think what was supposed to happen was they were supposed to like take out the like the leader um, of North Korea, and it was gonna be like this big thing, and it wasn't like it was really a serious movie. It was a comedy, um, you know, that looked pretty funny. I mean, they thought at first they were just actually like taking him out to eat, but you know, it was awesome. It was supposed to be like this big setup. It was gonna look. I mean, the movie looked really interesting, really funny, and I wanted to see this movie, and they canceled it. I was just, you know, I really didn't hear it at first. I heard that they were going to cancel it, and I was like, okay, maybe they have a legit reason. And it was just because the North Korean asked them to cancel it because they thought it was, you know, too violent. They thought it was not necessary to be making that because technically we're at war with North Korea. I don't really know a lot about the war, but I know we're at war. Like, we hate North Korea. Um, this is just dumb, though. Because I really wanted to see this movie, for one thing. I mean, it looked like an awesome movie. I wanted to see it. And it would look like awesome. I probably would have enjoyed this movie. But, you know, I mean, if it was like a serious movie, I would be totally okay with that. But it wasn't like it was like a movie that was serious. I mean, we've made probably worse movies than this. We made a movie where we destroyed, technically, where the White House got like destroyed. Um, that was like totally fake, anyways. Um, we made it twice too. I forget. It's called White House Down, and one of it's on Netflix that I watched. That I'll admit, the one actually that I watched was more, um, you know, was more realistic than the other one, like the one I watched like not that long ago. Um, I don't know, you know, I think I mean I'm not really gonna go into detail about that. Um, but it's just so dumb. I mean, why would they even make this movie? Like, why would we make this movie anyways if you knew it was gonna piss off North Korea? Um, it was pretty much a waste of time for like the actors. I mean, they pretty much are not gonna get the money returns now. I mean, it's just dumb. I mean, this movie, like, I wanted to see this movie, too, I probably would have gotten it on DVD. This movie probably would have done really well, but they canceled it. It was supposed to come out this week. I was actually going to see if I could go out this week with my buddy Isaiah, who you've seen on this channel before, watch the Hanover Games review, and I was going to see if you want to go see that, and then they canceled it. So dumb. I mean, we've even made like movies talking about 9/11. We made a movie. We're probably gonna make movies talking about the Boston bombings, World War II, and those were those were technically bad. I think maybe we even made movies when we did the like when we talking about the when we went the missile crisis. This is just dumb. I mean, I really wanted to see this movie. Why would they do this? It would be one thing if it wasn't a comedy. It was actually like a serious movie, but it's a comedy. We just pretty much did more of a reason too to piss off North Korea. I mean, now we're probably at war with them even worse over a movie. That's actually dumb too. It's over a movie. Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, we've done. I don't know. It just pretty much sucks. I mean, I'm probably the only one that's pissed about it. But I guess you guys can leave your thoughts and in the comments, and I'll check them out later. And you tell me if you think this is dumb to cancel this movie. Like, this is just ridiculous. This is why I never watch the news, because then I get like crap news like this. The only time I would watch the news is to see if school was canceled, and the one time I sit down and watch the news, I find out that a movie I want to see is getting canceled. This is not fair. To be honest with you, I might never watch the news again, and if the news is on, I'm going to put my headphones in or just get into a different conversation, because this just was awful. Like, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe eventually they'll bring out this movie. I mean, I just feel bad for the actors too, because they pretty much, I bet they're still gonna get paid for doing the movie, but now they're not gonna get like a return pay, all that stuff. They have to get something. I mean, they can't not get paid because they're supposed to get paid. I mean, actors will say, well, we don't care about the money. We care about, just love acting, but I think that's all. Yes. But yeah, just leave your thoughts, what you wanted to see in the comments, and I'm never gonna watch the news again. So that's pretty much it, guys. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and I'll be back tomorrow to give you another video. Probably not based on this. This was like an unplanned video, but that's pretty much it, guys. See you. So as you could tell, I was heated. I was pissed off that that movie was canceled because I really wanted to see it. But luckily, I found out that Adam from CM Brothers could buy the movie. I could have too, but we got it off his PS4. So we watched it then, and then I watched it again on Netflix because now it's on Netflix, and Adam has like a free, thing where he can just get it whenever he wants. And now I just watched it now, so that way, because I was gonna review it, so I could refresh my memory, and it's great. So before I get started, I'm just gonna talk about the review, and then I'll give you my full thoughts on it. Even though I just kind of about how I think the movie was. Let me just go over my notes. So the movie starts off with this Asian little girl who is singing a song. I just gotta find it. That's not it. I'm looking for it. Okay. So they're in North Korea. And they were singing the song in Korean, so I couldn't understand what they're saying, but they have on the bottom what they said, so I'm just gonna go over the songs. So, our, and if you don't know, well, you should know, but the leader of North Korea is Kim Jong-un. Let me make sure I said that right, actually. Kim Jong-un, yep. And, this is all real. That part of it, anyways. Like, most of this movie, everything that's... The story's sort of real, and I'll explain that. So, this is what the little girl sends, though. I'm not going to send it, I'm just going to read it off my notes. Our beloved leader is Rise. He is gentle, kind, and strong. We wish him joy. We wish him peace. We wish him love. And the one thing in our time we wish more than this is for the United States to explode in a ball of fury heat. I think that's what it says. I think it says heat. I can't really read my writing because I screwed up when I read that word. Hell. It's fury hell, actually. I think. May they be forced to starve and beg and be ravaged by disease. May they be helpless, poor and sad and cold. They are arrogant and fat. They are stupid and they are evil. May they be drawn in their own blood and feces, I think it says, because I kind of wrote it kind of crappy. Die, America, die. Oh, please, won't you die? It would fill my tiny little heart with joy. I'm not even supposed to think this is funny, but I'm just reading this and it's just kind of weird. May your women all be raped by beasts of the jungle, while your children are forced to watch. Thought there was more. And the force has 2 R's. The word two has 4 O's, and the word watch has 4 A's. So yeah. The reason why I think this is funny is because it's weird. Well, it's weird that a little girl is sitting in this. I don't think a little girl is supposed to be knowing about that kind of stuff. I think this is the part of the movie that was the only that got serious, and then they talk about they show news clips about how North Korea is gonna nuke us and all that stuff, and then we meet this guy, um, Dave Skylark, who has his own show called Skylark, and he has like celebrities on there, and his best friend, I think, is like the producer or something about it. Like he can he works with them, and I think he controls what goes on. He controls the cameras and stuff like that. And his name is Aaron. I forget it. I don't know his last name. Aaron. Rapport. I think that's how you say his last name. So then they're interviewing Eminem. They're talking about his raps. It was actually pretty funny. They were talking about how one of his raps, how he's threatening to kill old ladies, and he was like, "Well, I only rap about things that I fear." He was talking about all this stuff, and then he mentions that he's gay. So then they were like, "What?" So then Skylark was like, "What does that mean?" And they even Aaron's all constantly in his ear telling him this stuff, and Eminem says, "Well, I like men. I'm a homosexual." Um, and they're all happy that they got to Eminem to say he was gay. It was actually really funny, and they play one of his songs. I forget what it was, but it was like about somebody doing a vasectomy, and it was all real. It was really funny. I don't know if that was a real Eminem or not, but I don't think he's really gay. And it was just to make fun of him a little bit. So then Dave Skylark's all happy about this. I would be too. And that Dave Skylark says, "Hey, Aaron, I'm going to show you something," because he was talking to Aaron. And then they go downstairs, and Aaron tells him, Dave tells Aaron that this is a surprise party for him because he's been with the company for like 10 years and he's made well, he's been with the show for 10 years, and he's made it really successful. But he spoiled the party. So then they go in there, and everyone's all happy. And Aaron's congratulating him, talking about how the show was nowhere near the success it was until Aaron came. He found him this journalist there, and he found the cameo, and he found him, um, that, and he offered him to be on the show, and he made it more successful. He makes a bunch of Lord of the Rings references, and he congratulates him, and then they make out. It was actually pretty funny. I actually was thinking, because by the way Dave Skylark was acting, that he was gay, but he wasn't. So then Aaron meets one of like his old friends from graduation. I don't know if it was high school or college graduation because he didn't say. I'm assuming it was high school. And he meets Tank. I think that was the name. That's what he said. And he says that. And I forgot to mention Dale also came in as Eminem's publicist, and when the Eminem interview was on, he wanted it to be cut off. So then he tells him that he works on the 600 list now. He's a journalist there. He's pretty big, successful in it, and they pretty much say that he covers real stuff, but Aaron just covers like the celebrities. He pretty much is like a joke. Pretty much, he pretty much calls him a joke, and he's serious. And he even makes fun of him, saying, "Hey, I can offer you a job there." And he's like, "Oh, really?" And then he's like, "No, you get destroyed out there." So this kind of gets Aaron upset. I think like the next day, Dave Skylark's interviewing Bill Meyer. I think that's how. No, Rob Lowe, and he has like a bald head now, and Aaron just did not look like he was into it. And Aaron tells him they want to focus on more political stuff. That's what the fans want to see. That's what's different about it. And Dave Skylark's like, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it if you promise not to leave the show. So then Aaron's on the phone with somebody, but then Dave Skylark comes in and chucks his phone and breaks it, and shows on Wikipedia that apparently Kim Jong-un's a big Skylark fan. He also watches The Big Bang Theory, and he's like, they make up this idea that they're gonna have him come on the show, and he says that won't work because we have to go to North Korea, and it would just be a big waste of time. And David Skylark says he's down with that, and then Aaron agrees, but first they find out that I'm trying to remember her name. Bill Meyer, no, had sex with a goat, and they're gonna get that first. That was really funny. So it was like someone that came in that like really worked with the show with them. So then that night, because they're gonna get the call from the connections, from the Olympics or something, and that night I don't know if it was that night, but some time goes by, and Aaron calls Kim Jong-un to be a guest on the show, and then Kim Jong-un calls him back, says to meet, and when he called, Aaron was drunk, so he didn't really know what was going on. He thought at first it was Dave just messing with him, but it was really him, and he wants him to go to China on like a mountain, pretty much. So they show this montage of him going to China. He wanted actually on the bus going, or the trolley. I think it was a trolley going there. He gets drunk and smoked some cigarettes with some Chinese people. It was pretty funny. And then he goes on the mountain, falls asleep, and then there's a bug on him. And then the helicopter comes. Some shoulders come out there, and this hot woman comes out. Her name is Suk Yan Polk. So I'm just gonna call her Sook, just because that's what they mainly did call her. She comes out. They accept the interview to have it in North Korea. The interview is going to be scripted. That was it. That was pretty much about it. And it's like, wait, that's all you wanted to tell me? Why didn't you tell me this over the phone? I didn't pack well for this trip. He wants like water or something. You know, him to take him back with her. And then when they leave, they throw down a bottle of water for him. And we find out she's like the leader, dictator of North Korea. I thought that was funny. So Aaron doesn't want to do this because it's all scripted. It's pretty much going to be Kim Jong-un interviewing himself. But Dave Skylark says, we got to do this. It's just like eating your vegetables. We got to do this because then a bunch of leaders and presidents would want to be on our show. And he agrees with it. And then the next episode of the Skylark show, Dave makes the announcement that in 3 weeks he's going to go to North Korea and interview Kim Jong-un. And then it gets out on the media. People on the news are trashing him, saying this is a dumb idea. You know, he thinks it's just a big dumb idea. And Dave doesn't agree with it. He's like, they're just haters. And, you know, they're dumb. And Aaron agrees that we shouldn't be doing this. This is like walking into a war zone. And then Dave Skylark says, well, they hate us because they ain't us. And Aaron's like, what? They hate us because we're anus? What does anus have to do with this? Well, no, it's not anus. They hate us because they ain't us. And he uses that catchphrase, and Aaron doesn't agree with it. And then he gives him like a pill that fucks him up pretty much. It's like a drug pretty much. Tells him to relax, and they pretty much do a bunch of crazy stuff. The next morning they wake up, and they're all woozy because they're pretty much having like a hangover but with drugs. Someone knocks on the door, and it's Agent Lincoln. She works like with the smart department, and I forget the other guy's name. I'm gonna see if I can find his name. Yeah, Agent Lacey. I don't know who else. It was the other guy. I forget his name. I can't remember his name, but it was he didn't have many lines anyways. He was pretty much just like the black guy. But they come in. She's looks sexy as hell. She's wearing glasses. She was attractive, and Dave Skylark's like, who is that at the door? You know, because he's all kind of screwed up, and then he just randomly says, talks about how he has a stank dick, because talks about how it smells, and they're like right there too. And he says it smells like guacamole. You gotta smell this. I don't know what this smell is. So that was funny. So then Lacey and the other guy come in, and they wanted them to take out. They pretty much reference it. Because no one's ever going to get the opportunity from America to be alone with Kim Jong-un ever. So they want them to take him out. And at first they don't know what she's talking about. And, you know, they don't know what they think she's talking about taking him out for drinks, but, you know, it pretty much means to assassinate him. And Aaron's not going with it, isn't cool with this. But Dave doesn't care because she's hot. She actually says, explode, and then he looks at her tits, and he's like, I want you to explode all over my face. That was funny. David actually was really funny in this movie. And then he says, and then she says, I'll be by your ear. And she asks, like, if you're going to be in contact with us, and I'll be by your ear, by your side, every step of the way. And then Dave's like, well, I just have to say, Chun, no more. So then Aaron's like, we got to talk this over. Hold on, we got to talk this over. So they go into a private room. and Damon's like, "Are you stupid or something? Do you not see what's happening here? They're honeypotting us." Talking about how they sent this attractive woman that probably has um, fake boobs, fake glasses to make us, because they know we'll do what they want them to do. So then Dave doesn't believe it, thinks that she's blind as a bat. So then Aaron's like, "We're not doing anything. We're not going to agree to this until I poop out these drugs." And he pretty much and David has a boner, so he's going to go jerk that off. Which I guess they did agree to it because they're there. And I guess some time went by since they've seen each other. And Lacey doesn't have the glasses anymore. And she's explaining the plan. And he asks about the glasses, and she says that she got LASIK or something. I forget what it was. I don't know what it was. Not gonna lie. And what's gonna happen is Dave's gonna go in the interview, and he's gonna put the poison on his hand. There's gonna be this poison on his hand. I forget the name of the actual poison. And he's gonna Kim Jong-un's gonna shake his hand, and he said, and when he does that, the poison will go into his blood system, and I think once it hits the brain, this is how and it takes 12 hours for this to happen. It doesn't happen instantly. So he will pretty much vomit, sweat. Well, he'll sweat, vomit, sweat, defecate, vomit, and then he'll die. That's what's going to happen. Dave Skylark's not good with this though. He talks about how he should just go in there with a gun, shoot him, and then he's gonna dodge all the bullets. Him and Aaron are gonna run off, go to a secret tunnel through China, and he's gonna write a tell-all story in 2 years, talking about this situation. And Lacey's like, "No, this isn't gonna happen. What if you get eaten by tigers? No one's gonna know you had anything to do with it. He's just saying a bunch of dumb crap." And then Aaron talked about how and then he did mention how she honeypotted him, and Aaron did say that you honeypotted him to get us to do what you wanted, and for all we know, the other guy could be in here because he's honey dicking him because I could be gay, but even if I was, it wouldn't work. And then she says, "Hey, just because I'm a woman and I'm attractive doesn't mean that I have to manipulate men. I have other uses for this, I guess, company." So yeah, that was kind of it. I thought it was pretty funny. So then they do like a practice thing. They don't put the real poison on. They put like a fake thing on it, and he's gonna go shake somebody's hand. He sneezes. He screws it up, and then they put the poison in a bag, and Dave doesn't like it, and this gets used later on. So then they give them watches, and they can scan where they are. They can pretty much contact them anytime they want to. They can navigate them, and they tell him to be careful. You're going into the most dangerous country in the world. Kim Jong-un's people look at him like a god, and he pretty much says that he can manipulate you to say anything. To talk to dolphins, that he doesn't go to the bathroom at all. And then Dave's like, "Wait, are you telling me that man pees or poo? Doesn't pee or poo?" And he's like, "Well, I'm telling you that he does, but I'll try to manipulate you to say that he doesn't." So then they leave, and Dave doesn't have the bag because he doesn't think it fits him. He thinks it looks awful. So he grabs a different bag, and everyone's like, "Well, the other bag was supposed to have poison in it." He's like, "It's okay. I put the poison in some gum, but no one's gonna check it." So yeah, that was funny. So then they leave. They go out there, and they get asked questions, and somebody asks, "Are you gonna kiss Kim Jong Un's ass?" And he's like, "No, I am going to give him a little bit of a gift with my hands." And then he's like, "What are you gonna Jong-un, and he was like, no. So then he was like, and then I was like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? So then they go to North Korea. They get welcomed by the people, and Aaron meets Sook again, and he likes this girl. Um, Dave even says that he's been thinking about her a lot, and since Dave tries to tell him that they're the same but different, same face but different face but different, but they don't understand what he's saying. And Dave asked Sook all the questions about North Korea. You know what because they don't think they apparently too that but this is actually true that they don't feed their people. And Sook's like, that's not true. We have a grocery store right there, and they show him the grocery store. There's this fat kid outside, and they've sold on it. Tells and they ask about the pee and poo question, and then she answers saying that he never has to take a pee or poo because he just works it all off. That was actually pretty funny. So then they go into, I guess, the presidential where I guess they get to stay like in the leader's house. I guess because it was actually in the state a pretty nice place. Oh. And so then they go up to these two guards. Let me see if I can find their names. I don't know their names, but they go up to these two guards. They check their bags. One of them finds the poison in the gum, fix its gum obviously, and then he chews it. And then he's like, "Your gum tastes like shit." So that isn't good. This is already bad. So then they go in the room. They scan it out with their watch. It's all good. They make like fake conversation too. Dave Scott Lux says he was gonna go take a shower with Aaron. So then they get concerned, saying they ate it. So they tell Agent Lacey about it, and she's like, "You guys are idiots." So they have to go. The scientists make a new one, and they ship it all the way to North Korea. And I forget what city they're in. It's the capital of North Korea, I'm assuming. Um, then Aaron has to go get it. He's concerned. He's like, "Why do I have to get it?" Because if Dave gets it, they don't have a mission anymore. And they have nicknames. One was Dunbeater. Dave was Dunbeater, and Aaron was Outvolk. And then he says, "Hey, um." Then what happens? Oh, so then he gets in his darkest clothes and he can't go into those any tree area. And then Dave helps him out, but he like falls he he gets like he doesn't get cuts on him. You only see him, but he gets some scratches on him. And he's crawling to get this missile that's gonna come with the other poisons. And then during this, he sees a tiger. Well, we don't know what it is yet. We see something, and Dave's like, it's probably Clifford, the big red dog, but it was a tiger. And then Dave's like, maybe it doesn't see you, and it was like, oh, it sees me. And then Lacey's like, it has night vision. And then Dave's like, it has night vision goggles, and then she's like, no, it just naturally has night vision. So Dave gives the suggestion to fight the tiger, and Lacey's like, no, you do not fight the tiger. You will lose. So then Dave says, so then Dave makes the suggestion to run. Aaron does that, and the tiger starts chasing him, and then the missile with the poison on it hits the tiger, kills him, but Aaron's all fine. But then a bunch of guards come out. So Aaron has to hide this missile. He has nowhere to put it. So then Dave makes a suggestion to stick it up his ass. I don't make this stuff up either. So then they try to work on another plan, and then the black guy's like, I think he should stick it up his ass. So then he doesn't have a choice. He does it, And then when he gets to the tip, um, Lacey was like, "Believe me, the tip is the worst part." I think that was weird that she said that. I thought that was funny. But then he gets it up there, and the guards find him. They take all his clothes off, and because they're suspicious about him, and he's covered in his dick, and he's like, "Oh, you want to see it? Look at it. You get all of it." So then Dave's like, "Is it up there?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You're gonna get it out?" "Yeah, of course I'm gonna get it out." So he gets it out, and they sent Dave two of them. No, well, both of them, two of them, so in case they screw up again. And it was actually really huge too. This missile that they sent, it was like this big. So imagine sticking that up your ass. So then they also too have been checking up on the guy that ate the poison. And they do it constantly. I'm just gonna mention it now. They do it constantly through the movie. So then somebody else knocks on the door, but it's Kim Jong-un, and Owen goes to hide the missile again. Dave even suggested that he sticks it up his ass again, but doesn't it? But he's like, "I'll just go hide it in my room." So then Kim Jong-un's like a big Skylark fan. He's like freaking out on the inside like a teenage girl would. Um, and then he gives him like a portrait, I guess you'd call it, of Dave Skylark himself, and he gives him a tour of the town. And Dave Skylark says, "People say that this place is a dump, a wasteland," and he's like, "Well, they're wrong." Um, and he also talked about how how the food, people say that you guys don't feed them, but I see a grocery store all the time. And then Kim Jong Un talks about how he likes to just stroll down the aisles to see his people get fed. And then Dave Skylark makes a joke about how he goes there all the time because he's like fat, and he's like, "Oh, fuck you, Dave." So then he shows him something. Um, he takes him into this room where there's like a bunch of cars, tanks, and stuff. And he shows him the tank, and he said it was a gift from my grandfather Stalin. So then um, Dave's like, it's coming in our country. It's pronounced Stalin. And then he asks if he can look inside, and Kim Jong Un's like, "Fuck yeah, we can." So then they go inside. They get the missile, and Dave Skylark turns the radio on. This is hilarious. And then we find out he's a Katy Perry fan, and he has this on called Firework. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's "Baby, You're a Firework." I'm not, and that's as much as I'm gonna sing because you guys should know that song. I used to have to hear my sister sing it all the time. It was annoying. But he likes that song. He makes him lie at first that his wife was listening to it, and then Dave's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Katy Perry," and then Kim Jong Un asks if margaritas are gay, and he's like, "Why? Who told you that?" He was like, "Well, it's just a question I have." He's like, "Well, if liking Katy Perry and margaritas are gay, I don't want to be straight." And he's like, "Yeah, who would want to be?" So then they go to take the tank out, and they do it jamming out to Katy Perry. It killed everything, I guess. Um, so then they launch the missile, and when they do that, the lyric of "Boom, Boom, Boom" plays. So then Sook shows the recording studio of where everything takes place, of where you know where because obviously there's like where the cameras are gonna be and stuff, where Aaron can give all the instructions, because normally he tells them go to camera 1, go to camera 2, all that stuff. And there's like a button that you press to just completely cut it off the feed. And Aaron says we're gonna keep it professional. They talk about the episode when They talk about Miley Cyrus camel toe, which reference in her vagina. Talk about, oh, you Americans have a sexual way of, sexual references. And the guy that ate the poison gets suspicious about Aaron's posture. Says that they should check out his anus, because obviously he would, because he had the missile up there. So then Sook tells Aaron to have Dave go over the questions. So I thought that was a fine scene. And then Dave and Kim. Let me make sure I got this name right. Kim. I know I have his name right. Playing basketball, and in the song, "Baby I've Got Your Money's" playing, and they're drinking margaritas at the same time, and they're talking about well, Dave asked him if he pees and poos, and he's like, yeah, but my butt works overtime, because he talks about, you heard the stories, and he says, people think you're like the most awesomest guy. People think that you're insane. And then he's like, oh yeah, I am. I'm 31 years old, and I'm in charge of running a country. And he talked about how his father had always put him down, always called him and his brothers homophobics. And his father, we found out, was the ones that told him Margarita's gay. We find out Dave's father's dead, and he said that he should have done something more with his father said that he should have done something more with his life. And then he says that what else happened here? I actually should have gone back and we'll watch this scene. He says that people think that he's too soft, that he can't run this country, but he treats people with the respect they deserve. Talks about how and he even tries to keep shooting hoops and stuff like that. And what else happens here? Oh, they talk about how that words hurt more than a nuclear bomb, and they talk about how they hate me because they're not us. That's the difference between regular people and us. So then they use that line, that quote, they hate us because they ain't us. And then what happens next? So then Dave says that Kim says there's perks about being the leader, though, is that you get a lot of pussy, and then a bunch of chicks come out. They have like a drinking session. They play pool. They do spin the bottle, and two girls have to kiss, and then Kim Jong-un and Dave Skylove kiss. That was funny. So then when Dave comes back to I guess where they the room, he tells him about the day. He tells him about the day him and Kim Jong-un have, and he says he's been thinking he doesn't want to kill Kim. He says that he doesn't seem like a bad guy. They just misjudge him, and pretty much Aaron says that he's just lying to you. He's showing you the stuff you want to see. And he talks about how that he's manipulating you, because he likes to manipulate the media, and he's the media. So then Dave says maybe the media is manipulating you. So, and talks about how the media always says all this bad stuff about Kim, but he's the only one that's actually spent real time with Kim. So then the two guards come in, well, especially the one that eats the poison, and when they ask him again how he's doing, it makes him more suspicious. It makes him more suspicious of them, but they want to eat they want their presence in the banquet, and they have these kids that are playing the guitars, and the guitars were bigger than them. It looked so funny. And Kim Jong-un even mentions that, because he was sitting next to Dave Skylark. And Aaron, who was sitting next to Sook, sees that the girl who ate the poison because I guess the 12 hours have passed, is starting to show the effects. So then what happens is he tries to point it out to Dave, but Dave thinks he's making sexual references about what he would do to Sook, but then he sees it, and then the guy's starting to go through it, and then the other guard that was with him when he ate the poison is trying to help him out, but then he gets shot in the head and dies, and everyone's all acting like they're crying. It was actually pretty terrible acting, but it probably isn't the easiest to fake cry on set. The only ones that actually were fake crying, that were acting though, was Dave and Aaron, because they knew what happened. So then they said it's okay. So Aaron's outside. They said it's okay. They probably would have figured them out anyways. They were getting suspicious of him anyways. And he talks to him like that, Dave, that he saw him anything he wants to see, and he just wants to back off the mission, so he takes the poison, throws it in a well. Well, not in a well, but in a wishing booth where you make your wishes. And he's like, do you realize what you just done? He's like, I just saved a life, you murderer. So then, I just kind of wonder though, what if it was in water, and then you drank the water it was in? I guess, would you die from that? I just wonder that. So, Kim Jong-un, who was going to meet him for lunch, or for dinner or something, thanks him for meeting with him on his time of sorrow. And then, Aaron introduces himself to, Kim, and he has his hand out like this. And then and you can't touch anything, too, when you have this poison on your hand. They did say that. So then, Kim Jong-un's going to shake his hand, but he has the poison on it, so when he shakes his hand, he's going to die. But Dave stops him, tells him not to shake his hand because he's a Jew. So Kim Jong-un doesn't lose his interest. But so now, Aaron's stuck with the poison on his hand, and he has trouble taking it off. He tries everything, and then Sook comes in and wants to go over the final questions with Aaron, and then he's like, sure. Now the next part happens in 2 parts, so I'm just gonna kind of mention everything all in one part. So then Dave was with Dave's with Kim and all the people, and he talked about how those tow guards that died were one of the most loyal, trusted men. And he's like, I know how you feel. I had a dog named Digby that died when I was a kid, and I'm still pretty messed up about it. And then one of the Korean ones goes, Digby, and in Korean he says, who fucking cares? That was funny. So then Dave says, Kim Jong-un's like, well, if anyone thinks that I'm becoming soft, I'm going to show how much of a mean leader I am, and I'm just gonna demonstrate it by blowing up the whole country of the United States and everything. So then one of them, God says in Korean, the American's right there, and then Dave leaves. And later on in the movie, after the next scene I'm going to talk about, he goes to that grocery store, and it's all fake. The wall's just a background, and the fruit is fake. So he gets pretty pissed about it. So then Aaron's in the room with Sook, and she talked about she became the lead, one of the high powers of the dictatorship because she got picked to be part of the staff in school, and then she became close to Kim Jong-un, so she rose to power like he did when he became the leader of North Korea. I don't think she actually is the leader of with North Korea, obviously. So then she even talked about too with Aaron that he's not gonna leave him because of all the money. So then he's like, you're awesome. He asks if she has a boyfriend, and then she's like, I should leave. And then he's like, why? He's like, I'm worried that my feelings of attraction with you will cause me to make mistakes. And he's like, and he's holding his hand I'm gonna show you. He's holding his hand like this. Because you put his hand on your knee like this, but he's going like this because he still has the poison on his hand. So then Aaron's like, um, what are you talking about? So then she's like, oh fuck this. So then they start kissing, and Aaron has to go like this because he can't touch her because the poison. So then, um, they're trying to have sex. It's not really working out because Aaron can't touch her because obviously then she'll get the poison. So he's trying to take off her bra with his teeth. Um, and then she's like, I'm a terrible person. I'm a part of a dictatorship and I don't even believe in it. So then they say, I don't like this. Everybody looks at Kim Jong-un as a god. Um, but I don't. But there's some people that don't and they want change. So then Dave Skylar comes into the room and she has to hide. And Dave Skylar's pissed, tells her mom that he thought it was his friend, but he lied to him and he starts hitting the bed. And he misses her. So he's like, we're gonna go through with the plan to kill Kim Jong Un. So then she pops out and says, "No, you can't do that." And he doesn't know that he's with her, so he tries to kill her with the poison, but he tells her he's on our side, and says that America won't solve any. It's not gonna solve anything if that happens, because then his brothers will just rise to power, and it will be the same thing. You gotta show him that he's not a god and make him cry on TV. And Dave Scully doesn't know if he can do it because he's never done that. He doesn't know a lot about politics, but they have faith in him. So then Aaron and Sook go to get some guns, and then they have sex in the weapons room. Um, and then Dave is getting ready for the interview, and he's pointing out all these facts about how many people have been in the concentration camps, how much money they've been spending on all that stuff. They talk about how they might not make it out of this, so this could be the end of the tell-all book. So then they play this montage of them going to the interview, Kim Jong Un getting ready, getting a haircut. Um, he actually hides a gun in his sock, which means pretty much planning on killing Dave. So then they go to the interview, and then Kim Jong Un was smoking a cigar too, and he says, "Let's get this." And he gives Dave a present, and the present is a dog that's looked exactly like Digby. And he thanks him. He's like, and Dave says, "You're the only Kim tells Dave that he lives a lonely life, and you're the only person I can really be myself with." So then they go to the interview, and then they see, um, and they can like ask the hard questions because I forgot to mention that Sook can control the interview. She can control when it gets turned off and stuff. So no matter what, she's in control of that, which is not a good thing for Kim Jong Un, anyways. But then they see that they have the dog, and they realize that the plane might be screwed. So then they turn on the interview starts, and everybody's watching the Korean soldiers, um, Agent Lacey, um, the people that work with Dave and Aaron. So then they start the interview, and at first Dave's just reading the questions off the script, and Sook gets concerned by this, and Aaron says, "Don't worry, this is how he just reels the people in," and then he asks the tough question. But he's asking like the questions on the list. One of the questions was like, why does the United States have all this gear, and they talk about how the United States um, started this whole war between him and North Korea. Hello? Nothing. No. I don't. I'm sure why. I can bet my life because I can hear him out there. Okay. Okay. Grandpa, you want me to go fill off Randy's car? Alright, I'm gonna go do it. Alright. Okay. Alright. Love you too. Bye. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go clear off my grandmother's car so she could go to work. I was talking about the interview. So they were doing the interview. Probably should have waited till after the video, huh? So they were doing the interview, and Dave Skylark was asking Kim Jong-un all these questions. And one of the questions he asked was like, doing all this, what's it called? Let me think of the word. I had the word before, then I had to go do that. So hold on. Have been relentless? No. Well, they didn't give up. Your people didn't give up, and he asked if they deserved to be rewarded, and he said, of course. So then Dave asked, then why don't you feed them? You know, don't you feed your people? They're hungry. So then he says, what's his face? Kim Jong-un says, well, as you saw, we have abundance of food here. And he says, what I saw was a fake fat guy. And one of the camera guys gets suspicious, and he's like, we need to cut this off. But Sook says to keep it going. But then the guy goes to hit the button, and they pull out their guns and make them go like in the corner. And one of them tries to go hit the button. Owen attacks him. His finger gets bitten off. And then Sook hits that guy off the head with a gun, it looked like. I couldn't get a good view of it. So then people and as the interview's still going on too, like Kim Jong-un says you know that you don't know nothing, and he's pretty much just owning him at this point. And all the soldiers are trying to go out there to cut off the fee, and they can't get in because Sook locks the door. And then Dave gets attacked. He gets hit with a book, and his head gets bashed off that button, but it doesn't get pressed because the case is closed, and he gets busted open. And then he bites that guy's finger off, and then his finger gets bit off again, and then he takes the guy, and and Sook attacked another guy too, and beat the crap out of him, and puts his balls like right on the camera angle where all the camera angles are, and then Sook shoots him. So then the guy wouldn't sit still so the camera was got all messed up, but now it's all fine. So then the interview, well, you can see it again. It continues, and pretty much Kim Jong-un's telling them that you failed, you've proven nothing, you've proven that you're a joke, you're not a great interviewer. And then he says, maybe you're right. I always need people's approval, but I never got my father's approval, or something like that. And then Kim Jong-un's like, so then he asked him about margaritas, and he says, I don't drink margaritas because it causes brain freeze. So then he starts singing the Katy Perry song. Instead of singing the "Oh Baby You're a Firework," he says, "Kimmy You're a Firework." And then Kim starts crying and says he's never heard that song before. Katie who acts like he never heard it. But one of the soldiers that was watching it says he obviously must have heard it before because he's crying. So then he shouts, which means he voted, and then and shit came out. So that pretty much and then Dave says that well, that proves that you have a butthole. So then when they realize the interview's done, Sook gets this big gun, shoots the door down, it kills everybody, and then Kim Jong-un's like, I thought you were my friend, Dave, and I thought you were my friend. You lied to me. You with a fake grocery store and a fake fat kid. You're a liar, and you've been trying to manipulate everybody. So then Kim Jong-un shoots him, pulls the gun out, shoots him, and then he says his typical catchphrase that he normally says when he goes off the air. This is David Skylark signing off, but he dies. So then Kim Jong-un leaves, but then Dave Skylark gets back on the set and we find out it was a bulletproof vest, which Agent Lucy didn't think would happen, and she was actually pretty impressed by it. I don't know how he got it either. She's even like, how'd he get? I don't know how he got it, but he's got it. So then they leave because Aaron and Sook come in, and then they leave the studio. And one of their men helps kill some people, and they can't get through. The only way to get out is through like this tunnel, but there's a bunch of tanks coming because Kim Jong-un finds out that Dave's still alive, and says that he was honey dicking him, and he says, well, that's what I was doing to him. I can't believe it got reversed. So then he's like, talk about irony, and he's like, well, what are you saying? And saying this all in Korean, and irony is your ass, and he shoots him in the ass, and then he says that he wants Dave Skylark's head on his desk. So then they all go out, and Dave Skylark comes up with this idea to get there, since the tanks are coming, to go in a tank itself, and he's playing Katy Perry so he can concentrate, and he's just running people over. So then Kim Jong-un's in a helicopter, and he's just gonna nuke them. So then he's gonna set for the guy to signal it, and then Dave before he can give the signal, they shoot the missile out of the tank, and as the missile's going towards so they can kill Kim Jong-un, in slow motion it plays Katy Perry, the song that he likes, and he dies, and then since Kim Jong-un can't give the signal, the nuke doesn't get launched. So then Sook shows him the tunnel and says that it was nice meeting you, and they're like, whoa, you act like you're not coming. And she says that she has to stay because she brought Korea down, and she wants to make sure the power doesn't fall into the wrong hands again. But she says that they do have a connection, but I have to do this for my country. And then Aaron and Sook kiss, and then Aaron and Dave leave through the tunnel, and then they get out like through China or something, and then a bunch of guards come, a bunch of military people come, and they find out that they're with them because I guess they contacted them in case they came out that way. And Agent Lucy, Lucy is on the phone and says the great interview, tells her to get home safe. And then as they're leaving, Aaron says that Sook honeypotted her was for a good cause, but she honeypotted him, and says it's okay, you always still have us. And then Dave Skylark starts narrating everything that happened. We find out they're having an election for a leader. Korea ended up getting Skype, and they ended up naming the dog Kim Jong-un, which was pretty crazy, but it was cute. I guess I think Lucy and Agent, what's her name? Lou. Agent Lacey, I keep it, and Dave Skylark ended up being together because they talked about it. Dave mentioned something about it, but I'm not sure though. So that was it. That's pretty much the movie. It just ends with that tell-all. I thought movie was very funny. It was awesome. Definitely worth checking out if you want to just pretty much laugh your ass off. That stuff with the North Korea is true though. Except the Katy Perry stuff and the everything is true. Just this movie isn't true, but it's based off real life things, if that makes sense. Um, I just kind of wonder though, like technically I know we didn't release it in theaters, but technically we still made it so everyone could see it because everyone has Netflix. They can get it off their Xbox 360s, Xbox Ones, PlayStation 4s, PlayStation 3s. Um, they can still see it, so I don't really know how like this is what I don't know, but so I guess North Korea is just not gonna bomb us, even though technically we still made it so everyone could see it because we put it on Netflix. We pretty much just made it so we could see it, but this was a great movie. But before I end off, I want to go through who the actors that were in it. So let me just go through it real quick. Um, James Franco played Dave Skylark. James Franco was also in the movie Caesar, which I will review that movie in the future. Seth Rogen was played Aaron Rapport. Lizzie Kaplan played Agent Lacey. Um, Randall Park played Kim Jong-un. I think I've seen Randall Park in other places. Diana Bain played Suk Yan Park. Timothy Simmons played Malcolm. I have no clue who Malcolm is. Anders Holm played Jake. Charles Ron Sean played Gemma John. I think I know who that is. Um, I think he was with Kim, obviously Kim Jong Un's team. I think he was like the head leader of it. Um, Eminem played himself. Bob Louie played himself. I don't know how to say his last name. Played himself. Seth Meyers played himself. And then there's some an uncredited one, which I'm not gonna go through because I didn't even see this guy in there. Ben Schwartz played Dale as Eminem's publicist. Brian Williams played himself, and Scott Paley played himself. And that's all the actors, but thank you guys for watching my review of The Interview. And I will be back. And if you want to know all the movies I'm going to be reviewing this week, I suggest you check out my last video. Well, my 2 videos ago, because technically I did make a video. And you will see that. But that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.